The Green Bay Packers are heading into Week 7 under a cloud of uncertainty. That feels all too familiar for a team built on defensive stability. On Friday, the organization officially ruled out Devontae Wyatt and Lucas Van Ness, the cornerstone pieces of their defensive line, in what amounts to a double injury blow. That will force one of the NFL's best defenses to reshuffle just as their schedule begins to. Tylan Wyatt is sidelined with a lingering knee issue, while Van Ness has been dealing with a foot injury that has kept him out of practice throughout the week. Both players were absent for every practice session, signaling that this was not a precautionary decision, but a necessary one. For head coach Matt LaFleur and defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, the challenge is immediate and complex: how to maintain the structural integrity of a defense that has statistically been among the most dominant in the league through the first 5 games. The Packers currently lead the NFL in fewest total yards allowed per game, a testament to their aggressive yet disciplined scheme. They have surrendered just 100 points, the 5th best mark in the league. But what those numbers do not fully capture is how Wyatt and Van Ness serve as the connective tissue of this unit. Wyatt's ability to collapse the interior pocket has consistently forced quarterbacks into hurried decisions, while Van Ness' edge setting and backside pursuit have helped contain explosive runs. According to Pro Football Focus, Wyatt has posted a 13.6% pressure rate, placing him among the top 5 interior defenders this season. Van Ness, meanwhile, has recorded 11 defensive stops and ranks among the NFC's most efficient run defenders, holding opponents to an average of just 1.9 yards per carry when rushing to his side. Removing both players from the lineup simultaneously does not just weaken the Packers, it fundamentally alters the way opposing offenses can attack them. This injury news also arrives on the heels of a similar double setback just weeks earlier, when multiple defensive linemen were sidelined ahead of their game against Washington. While the Packers managed to navigate that challenge, their margin for error continues to narrow. As the season progresses, attrition becomes one of the defining variables, separating contenders from pretenders. Their opponent this week, the Arizona Cardinals, may not boast a headline-grabbing record, but they have been far from an easy out. All 6 of Arizona's games this season have been decided by a touchdown or less, including for consecutive losses by a combined 9 points. Under offensive coordinator Drew Petzing, the Cardinals have crafted game plans built on tempo, misdirection, and quarterback mobility. Kyler Murray, now several games into his return from injury, has started to regain the explosiveness that once made him one of the most dangerous dual-threat quarterbacks in football. His ability to extend plays combined with quick strike throws has forced defenses to stay disciplined for all 4 quarters. Against the depleted Packers front, Murray's improvisational skills could become a decisive factor. Jeff Hafley's defensive philosophy is rooted in speed, disguise, and relentless pressure. Early in the season, the combination of Wyatt's interior disruption and Van Ness' containment allowed Hafley to deploy creative blitz packages while still maintaining gap integrity. Without them, Green Bay may have to shift toward more conservative fronts, relying on coverage shells to limit big plays rather than generating chaos up front. The Packers' depth will be tested in real time. Carl Brooks, a 3rd-year veteran who has primarily played rotational snaps, is expected to see his role significantly increase. Brooks has flashed potential, recording a 10% pressure rate in limited action, but he has never been tasked with anchoring the interior for extended stretches. On the edge, Rashan Gary will now be the lone established presence on the left side, after Brenton Fox Jr. landed on injured reserve. The team has also called up rookie defensive lineman Warren Brinson, who recently cleared the injury report to provide rotational support. The injuries extend beyond the defensive front. Wide receiver Christian Watson remains on the physically unable to perform list. Despite practicing on a limited basis for a 2nd straight week, Watson is still within his 21-day activation window, but has not been cleared for game action. His absence continues to hamper a passing game that has struggled to find vertical rhythm. On a more optimistic note, rookie receiver Matthew Golden, offensive lineman Aaron Banks, and Jordan Morgan and defensive lineman Warren Brinson have all been cleared to play after nursing various injuries earlier in the week. Adding to the intrigue are the recent comments from Micah Parsons, who has emerged as not just a star pass rusher, but a vocal critic of league officiating trends. Parsons expressed frustration with what he views as uneven enforcement of penalties, particularly regarding offensive holding and pass interference. He stated that referees do not call offsides on offense, but they call it on defense. That they will not call offensive pass interference, but they will call defensive pass interference. And that the league wants to load the points up so fans can be happy. He added that if the league says it is about protecting players, then it should protect all players, not just one side of the ball. Parsons' comments reflect a broader sentiment among defensive players. The modern NFL, with its emphasis on high-scoring, fast-paced games, has subtly tilted the field in favor of offenses. For a team like Green Bay, whose identity is built on suffocating defense and disciplined structure, these officiating patterns can be especially challenging. When key personnel are missing strategically, Sunday's matchup sets up as a fascinating chess match. Will Hafley try to blitz Murray aggressively, risking exposure on the back end? Or will he lean on zone coverage concepts to contain Arizona's horizontal passing game? Can Carl Brooks and the interior replacements withstand a full game's worth of snaps without ceding control of the line of scrimmage? And perhaps most crucially, can the Packers maintain their elite defensive metrics without two of their most impactful players? Historically, Green Bay has prided itself on depth. Under general manager Brian Gutekunst, the team has invested heavily in drafting and developing versatile defensive linemen who can adapt to different roles. Sunday's game may become the most telling indicator, yet, of whether that depth philosophy is merely theoretical or a real competitive advantage. Regardless of the outcome, this matchup goes far beyond the box score. It is a glimpse into the inner mechanics of a contending team navigating adversity, a behind-the-scenes look at how roster construction, coaching philosophy, and situational football intersect over the course of a grueling season. If you enjoy this type of detailed breakdown where data, strategy, and context come together, remember to like this video and subscribe to join a community that follows the NFL week after week.